What's up guys, Starlink here, and today on this episode of the Indie Watch, we're going to take a look at a game titled The Girl from Arkanya. It's basically a Zelda clone. Let's take a look. The setting of The Girl of Arkanya is as follows. The year is 1167 AD, and the port city of Arkanya is fast becoming the jewel of the Holy Roman Empire. Seated at the edge of the known world on the most fertile soil ever seen, Arkanya grew into a bustling city within a mere 40 years, built by the hands of explorers, farmers, and merchants. Yet, uncertainty haunts the future of Arkanya. The Marajoran tribe, which once lived peacefully alongside the people of Arkanya, has vanished into the wilds without a word. To the north, the forces of Aslan wage a desperate war against the conquistadors of Castile. Conflict which has now spilled into Amazonia. And to further complicate matters, the weather has become chaotic and violent, disrupting life within Arkanya's walls. You play as Marissa, an aspiring young adventurer who sets her sights on becoming the world's greatest treasure hunter. She is accompanied by her friend, Capybara, a giant rodent companion. Take one look at this game and the Zelda influence is obvious. You have a variety of tools at your disposal to utilize and solve puzzles with, as well as a world map that looks like it was pulled straight out of any classic top-down Zelda game that came before it. Pretty much every item you collect, including your sword, can be swapped between two buttons and used to dispatch your enemies, which again is very much akin to Zelda. Now while the comparisons to a certain green-clad hero are clear here, there are some other influences of note as well. The whole world discovery aspect, full of adventurers, explorers, and treasure hunters with something evil brewing behind the scenes, smells very much like a plot of an Ys game. I also see little evidence of some Shantae magic here as well, considering Marissa can perform what's called shaman dances. Not to change form, but rather to alter the weather or solve puzzles opening pathways and such. There are a bit of roguelike gameplay elements found here too. Being a treasure hunter, Marissa can gather trinkets found in the wilds of Amazonia and then sell them off to a local merchant found within town for profit. The further you press on, the greater your reward, but if you die, all treasure is lost, so there is a little risk involved. Now I'm not the biggest fan of roguelikes personally, but this seems like it's only a lightly implemented feature and not a major focus, so I don't think it'll be bothering me that much. One unique change that the Girl of Arkanya has over the competition here though is with Marissa's giant rodent friend that follows her around. You can pick him up and throw him or switch to him on the fly to move him manually and solve puzzles. He's also apparently immune to fire, which is interesting seeing as though his entire body is covered in fur. It must be magical or something. The whole swapping between characters mechanic concerns me a bit however, as I've never really been a fan of such things myself. I'd much rather only worry about controlling just one character while the AI handles the other versus controlling them each individually. If done well, it could be an interesting feature, but if implemented poorly, it could potentially be crippling to the game. Hopefully it's utilized effectively so it doesn't overstay its welcome, as it sounds like it's a big gameplay element. The pixelated artwork looks charming enough and apparently has already gone through 3 gradual transitions with at least one more visual improvement to come before the game's release. So basically, the final product will look a little more detailed than what you see here, which is always good to hear. Now when it comes to the music, I'll be honest here. The stuff heard from the Kickstarter trailer didn't leave much of an impression with me at first and just sounded like noise. But after listening to the sample tracks found on the game's campaign page, I quickly had a change of heart as it sounded much better. It has a mysterious air about it that fits the game's Amazon adventure vibes well, and I'm looking forward to hearing more. Also of note from the Kickstarter trailer is that there are some voice clips heard here and there, but I wouldn't take this as a sign of the game having full voice acting. These may have been added elements just to hype up the trailer itself. The Girl of Arkanya is currently in development by Arkanya Games in cooperation with Top Hat Studios, and has an estimated release window of May 2021 on all platforms. Fans of your classic top-down Zelda game should be on the lookout for this one. So yeah, it's another Kickstarter project, and that's generally how a lot of these indie games start out as, right? And I can understand why a lot of people are cautious when it comes to crowdfunding campaigns because they can be hit or miss sometimes. I mean, obviously we don't want to see another Ouya or Mighty Number 9 situation again, right? Ugh, believe me, I know. But anyways, being a big Zelda fan of both the top-down classic style as well as the 3D style, this game caught my interest and I figured why not share the video with you guys. So if you are curious about checking it out yourself, I'll make sure I'll leave a link in the description for its Kickstarter page. But anyways guys, that's all I've got for you today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, or drop a dislike if you didn't. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Reach for the stars.